we love you.
Love you too.
Love you, dog.
Love you too.
Stay strong. Stay strong.
I will.
And we'll always be here for you. And won't be long. We get to see you again.
Can't wait.
Okay. All right. Up close and personal. Give you a hug and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We love you, Bo.
Love you too.
All right. Take
Bye.
care.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And,
go
ahead. Another thing, the night before the sentencing, we actually got to see the assistant DA. We didn't get to see the assistant DA, so we went over to see him that night with the so-called victims advocate person.
She's a defense attorney, but she's not on the case or nothing. She's that's an advocate for the victims' Bill of Rights thing. Since we were victims too, since Mel and Cece were our grandkids, she got us in as being victims, so we could talk. So that was what it was all about.
We just went on that victims thing just so we could just so they could talk. So we could talk to you.
I know it's a legal thing though. Like whenever somebody.
Yeah. Yes.
They're barred from doing that.
I know. I had to do everything I had to do to get in there to talk to you. I did whatever I had to do to talk to you. I listened to whatever they had to say to me. So, honey, I never believed it, any of it.
Jean Powers, you mentioned her, the victim's advocate. Well, first of all, you guys weren't recognized as victims from the very beginning, were you?
No, not. We asked her what she was going to say. She said she was going to wing it. And we had no idea what she was going to say when she got up there, and we was just shocked as everybody else was what she said, because we did not agree with anything she said.
Does Cindy or Ronnie Watts wish to make a statement for the Victims' Rights Amendment? Okay.
Your Honor, initially they've asked me and they're hoping that they have the strength to speak, but if they do not, they've written out their statements and asked me to finish for them. So
that would be fine. Who would like to go first?
If I could start, Your Honor. On behalf of the Watts, Your Honor, and to the community, we thank you for the opportunity and the recognition under the Victim Bill of Rights. We come today as the grandparents and the parent of the daughter and children whose life was taken in this case. We are not here to ask for leniency. We are not in any way condoning or tolerating the crime that has occurred and the pain that has been caused. We join in our daughter-in-law and grandchildren's family in saying this should never have happened. This is not condonable. This is something that we will never get over. We appreciate the consideration that everyone has paid, most especially the families that have lost everyone. We appreciate that they begged for Christopher's life. We agree and echo what they have said, that it is not his place to take anyone's life, nor would it be our place as a community to take his life. So we thank you for the opportunity and for every consideration and effort that's been put out. The prosecution in this case has in fact respected the Victim Bill of Rights. They took the time to explain that the information that my clients had at the time that they were interviewed was not correct. They were misinformed. They were searching for answers. They were not intending to cause any pain to anyone, and they appreciate that the prosecution answered their questions and gave them the time and the respect and the consideration so that they could tell this court and everyone in this community that the interview content was not their message, that they accept that their son has done this, that they accept that he chose to plead guilty, that he sought and requested their consent and agreement for a life sentence. They appreciate that he is given the opportunity to serve that life sentence. It is his responsibility, it is his sentence, and it is not enough to make up for what has done. We understand and we join the family in that we have questions. We don't know how such a thing could possibly happen, or that a man that was responsible for raising his children and protecting his wife would take the steps that he did, and that he would disregard their bodies and the love that he had for them and they had for him and everyone else, and take the gestures and put this community through the investigation and the discovery and the responsibility of bringing justice. We do not understand that. We do not think it was appropriate. We cannot begin to think that an explanation will ever justify it. My clients indicate that they understand that a full opportunity for a confession with all of the responsibility and accountability has not occurred. And they support the family and the request that that happen, if not today, at an appropriate time, in an appropriate manner, so that everyone can have peace, to understand to the best of their ability the details that they need and to have their questions answered. And by giving this opportunity of a life sentence, we hope that he embraces that moment. That had the death penalty been pursued, there would not have been an opportunity to be accountable and to give a full confession. And had the death penalty been sought, counsel would have fought for his life, the prosecutors would have been engaged in a multiple-year battle, the families would have been torn apart, this community would have had to subsidize it and endure it, and we have so much respect and gratefulness that that did not happen. We would strongly encourage Christopher Watts to give that full confession in the tone and in the timing that he thinks is appropriate with the guidance of his counsel. We feel that it would be appropriate and helpful to ease the pain and the suffering. But we also say we don't think that there's anything that he can say that will ever account for his behavior. There's nothing that can be done to cure the harm he has caused. And he has the responsibility to serve his sentence with dignity and with regard for everyone, and to spend every breath that he has left in an atonement for what he has done.
Yeah, that was pretty. I mean, you couldn't probably see it through my glasses, but the paper said I didn't cry, but I was definitely crying through it. Everything,
It took a lot for you to get through what you got through there, bleeding. A lot.
It was horrible. But
I remember that. Calling Cindy and you guys right after saying, what's going on? And Cindy had no idea what I was talking about because she didn't even hear. She said you guys were so nervous.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To continue, press 1. To disconnect, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Just know that your mama's been fighting for you. I have been on Channel 7, Channel 9 in Denver, the Denver Post, everybody.
All right, now let him talk.
Richard said to tell you, I love you, I support you. Mark says, I love you, Kim Kaufman, she has been an advocate for you. She says, I love you, support. Kim Kaufman, she has been an advocate for you. She says, I love you, support you. Just love you and support you, Chris. I can't even tell you how many, all around the world.
Thousands.
I just miss you so much.
Everybody's doing good. Everybody's been.
Mark says he loves you. And he believes in you. And there's a girl named Kim Kaufman that wants to write you. She's really been helping us out a whole lot. She's been talking to Mark. She's just someone that befriended a time ago when this happened, and she has just been staunch supporter.
She lives in Utah, but she has a lot of her relatives that actually work in county.
Yeah.
As far as
no prisons in Colorado.
She has some of the police force there or something.
And she is just.
She believes in you. She's like.
I mean, there's so many people out here that believe in you.
Feeling when you were in the courtroom that day? What was going through your mind? How was that seeing Chris there? Like, what was that whole experience like for you?
But we was there for him because the whole world is against him right now, so I guess we're the only ones he's got left.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys have a very tight relationship with Chris.
Cindy did ask him, Chris, if you did not do this, please do not plead guilty or accept the plea deal. Mom, I made my decision. He didn't say I did it. He said, Mom, I made my decision. Because they kept telling him it didn't matter if it's 1 or 3, he's still going to get life in prison. And all they're trying to do right now is save his life. Yeah.
What do you think about them going up to Wisconsin? Why do you think they went up there to go talk to Chris?
That's very hard to say. So I don't know if it's something they needed or they was doing that for the other part of the family or what the reason behind that was.
You didn't know that they were going up there, did you?
No, we had no clue they was going up there. We didn't know until after the fact, a few days after the fact, and Chris told us that they come up there. And then, of course, they lied to him, which I guess they can do that, and said it's just between them. Of course, they recorded it and released every bit of it, which Chris said thought he had to tell them something, so I guess he just made up something so they'd leave him alone.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris is not confrontational. He's not going to tell him just to get out of there.
He's the same way I am. It takes a whole lot to make me mad, the same way with him.